The UEFA European Championship, also known as the Euros, is one of the most prestigious football tournaments in the world. It brings together the best national teams from across Europe to compete for the title of European champions. The championship has a rich history that dates back to its inception in 1960. The first European Championship, then known as the European Nations Cup, took place in 1960. The tournament was organized by the Union of European Football Associations, or UEFA, and featured just 4 teams: the Soviet Union, Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia, and France. In the final, the Soviet Union emerged victorious, defeating Yugoslavia 2-1. Over the years, the European Championship has grown in popularity and significance. The tournament expanded to 8 teams in 1980 and further expanded to 16 teams in 1996. It has since become a major event in the football calendar, capturing the attention of millions of fans from around the world. Each championship has its own unique story and memorable moments, so let's take a quick look at the winners of the European Championship throughout its history. 1960 Soviet Union. The Soviet Union won the inaugural UEFA European Championship in 1960, defeating Yugoslavia 2-1 in the final held in Paris. 1964 Spain. Spain claimed their first title in 1964, overcoming the Soviet Union. 1968 Italy. Italy clinched their first European Championship in 1968, defeating Yugoslavia in a replay. They secured their second title in 2020, triumphing over England in a penalty shootout at Wembley. 1972 West Germany. West Germany's efficient and powerful squad won the 1972 tournament by defeating the Soviet Union 3-0. 1976 Czechoslovakia. Czechoslovakia won their only European Championship in 1976, defeating West Germany in a penalty shootout decided by Antonín Panenka's iconic chip penalty. 1980 West Germany. They secured another title in 1980, beating Belgium 2-1. 1984 France. France's first title came in 1984, led by Michel Platini's record 9 goals. They won again in 2000 with a golden goal from David Trezeguet against Italy. 1988 Netherlands. Led by the legendary Marco van Basten, the Netherlands won their first and only European Championship in 1988, defeating the Soviet Union 2-0 in the final. 1992 Denmark. Denmark pulled off one of the biggest surprises in football history by winning the 1992 European Championship, defeating reigning world champions Germany 2-0 in the final. 1996 Germany. Germany, as a unified nation, won the 1996 European Championship, with Oliver Bierhoff scoring the first ever golden goal in a 2-1 victory over the Czech Republic. 2000 France. France's first title came in 1984, led by Michel Platini's record 9 goals. They won again in 2000 with a golden goal from David Trezeguet against Italy. 2004 Greece. Greece stunned the football world by winning the 2004 European Championship, defeating host Portugal 1-0 in the final through Angelos Haristias' header. 2008 Spain. 2012 Spain. Spain dominated back-to-back tournaments in 2008 and 2012, showcasing a golden era of Spanish football. 2016 Portugal. Portugal achieved their first major tournament victory in 2016 with a dramatic 1-0 win over France in extra time, courtesy of Eder's long-range strike. Over the years, the European Championship grew in popularity and expanded both in terms of the number of teams and the format. In 1980, the tournament saw its first expansion to 8 teams, and it continued to grow until it reached its current format in 1996 with 24 teams competing. The Euro has witnessed some memorable moments and iconic matches throughout its history. One such example is the thrilling final in 1976 between West Germany and Czechoslovakia. The match went into a penalty shootout, and Antonín Panenka famously scored the winning penalty with a cheeky chipped shot, now known as the Panenka. Another memorable moment came in 2004 when Greece, considered underdogs, achieved an astonishing victory against all odds. led by German coach Otto Rehagel, the Greek team defeated powerhouse teams such as Portugal and France to win their first major international tournament. In recent times, Spain has been a dominant force in European football, winning the Euro back-to-back in 2008 and 2012. Their possession-based playing style, known as tiki-taka, captivated fans around the world and led to their success. The most recent edition of the European Championship took place in 2016 in France. Portugal emerged as the surprise winners, defeating France in the final with a goal from Eder in extra time. The next installment of the UEFA European Championship is scheduled to take place in 2021, marking the tournament's 60th anniversary. It'll be a unique edition as it will be held in multiple countries across Europe rather than being hosted by a single nation. Throughout its history, the European Championship has not only provided thrilling football action, but has also played a crucial role in promoting unity and cultural exchange among European nations. It's become a highly anticipated event, with fans eagerly awaiting the clash of footballing giants and the emergence of new stars. The expansion of the UEFA European Championship to 24 teams in 2016 presented host countries with various logistical challenges. Here are some key considerations. Stadium capacity. With an increased number of teams, host countries had to ensure they had enough stadiums with suitable capacities to accommodate the additional matches. This required either the construction of new stadiums or the renovation and expansion of existing ones to meet the demand. Training facilities. The expanded tournament necessitated an adequate number of training facilities to cater to the needs of the participating teams. Host countries had to ensure they had sufficient training grounds available, equipped with the necessary amenities and infrastructure. Accommodation. The influx of teams, officials, media personnel, and supporters posed a challenge in terms of providing sufficient accommodation. Host countries had to ensure there were enough hotels, guest houses, and other accommodation options to meet the increased demand during the tournament. Transportation. An expanded tournament meant more teams traveling between venues. Host countries needed to have efficient transportation networks, including air, rail, and road connections, to facilitate smooth movement of teams, officials, and supporters to different cities and stadiums. Security and safety. Hosting a major football tournament requires robust security measures to ensure the safety of teams, officials, spectators, and the general public. With the expansion, host countries had to enhance their security arrangements to handle the increased number of matches, venues, and attendees. Organizational infrastructure. The expansion required host countries to strengthen their organizational infrastructure to manage the additional logistics involved. This included recruiting and training additional staff, volunteers, and security personnel to handle the increased workload efficiently. Fan experience. With more teams and matches, host countries aim to provide an enjoyable and memorable experience for the fans. This involved coordinating fan zones, fan festivals, and other events to create a vibrant and engaging atmosphere throughout the tournament. These championships have witnessed incredible performances, unforgettable goals, and fierce rivalries. Each winner has left their mark on the history of the European Championship. As we look forward to the next edition of the Euros, the question on everyone's mind is, who do you think will win the next one? With the level of talent and competitiveness among the participating teams, it's anyone's guess. The European Championship has always been known for its surprises and upsets, making it an exciting and unpredictable tournament. So as we eagerly await the next chapter of the European Championship, let's celebrate the rich history of this prestigious tournament and anticipate the thrilling battles that lie ahead on the football pitch.